record, even though Tara, right now, I had promised Jill that we'd take a little bit of time during the call to talk about. She had asked, she's starting a website, and she had asked about if some of us could contribute to some of it. And so I was just, since a lot of people aren't on the call yet, I was just asking her what she was looking for. So we're just getting to that. So we'll get into
That's okay.
what I wanted to talk about in like the next 2 minutes. But so Jill, you're wanting to have like a section of like success stories?
Yeah, I was thinking, because I was looking at other coaches' websites, and there are a lot of them, like they'll have a coach success story section, but it's people like, it's the top coaches in the company. And it's kind of like, if you go to the Beachbody blog, like kind of just like boilerplate, like, oh, these people are successful. And I think that's great. But I was thinking, if these are people I'm trying to attract to our team, I don't want those faces on it. I want like people and it doesn't necessarily have to be team butterfly effect. I think anyone in the upline would be good. Like I think Amanda's story would be great.
Okay.
But just like how Beachbody coaching has changed their lives and people who have been successful with it and done whatever. Because if people join my team, those are the people they're going to be seeing and interacting with and have as their mentors and stuff. So that's why I was interested in that.
Absolutely. So, okay, so let's just think out loud for just a second. So, I mean, I would be happy to share my story, and I'm sure you could pull Amanda. So, what sort of success are you wanting to add on there? Is it about physical transformation? Is it about literally just the business? Like, what nugget are you truly looking for?
I think a variety of stuff would be good. I don't think it all needs to be business. I don't think it all needs to be physical transformation. I think, maybe like one of each type would be good to show some variety and difference of how it affects people.
And how many do you want total?
I think 4 would be good. Maybe like 3 or 4 even. I mean, it doesn't have to be a whole bunch.
A post from yours?
I guess in addition to, well, maybe including me.
Okay.
But,
well, if I do one and if Amanda does one, let's see, would you want Kristen's on there, or would you want people from just upline?
Maybe more upline.
Okay. Well, because then we have the question of whether or not you'd want to we'd want to ask Melissa McAllister and like go like that far up, or if we wanted to ask someone like who's on like one of my peers, like Jessica Kennedy or Alicia Iannatoni or Jess Cleveland or some. So
it doesn't matter to me. I mean, you think about think about the stories, your story and Amanda's and mine, and then who else would be kind of a good, just different story to fit in. You know what I mean? Stories. So.
Well, because you have weight loss. Yeah, you have a weight loss story. Amanda has a financial transformation. I have. I don't necessarily know exactly what mine is, but it can come across through somewhere.
You know what your story is. Don't be silly.
Well, I mean, as far as my transformation is concerned, like that's kind of weird. But well, I guess my story, Amanda's is financial. Mine is just like a mental business shift from stay-at-home mom to businesswoman. And then, we might want to ask Trisha, if you want, think about it, because Trisha has her health, cancer story, but another part of her story that is interesting too is that she shared with me. Not saying that being a part of your church isn't great, but she was very dialed into her church for a while, and then she shared with me recently that she hasn't, since she's become a Beachbody coach, she hasn't been involved in her church. It's not because she's less of a Christian, it's because she realized she was so involved in her church because she just needed an identity besides being a mom and a wife.
Oh wow,
that just gave her another outlet as far as something to plug into that made her feel like a person and not necessarily the role she was playing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So she might be
I think she'd be great. I think she'd be great. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay,
oh, thank you.
You're welcome. I don't know if anybody else is going to be calling in or not. They said they were, but oh, here comes somebody else. Oh, and there's Heather. Here we go, potty time. But we were just joking around. Heather, Tara had a potty emergency, but she doesn't have little wee ones, and so we're like, it's Heather, or somebody else who's having the potty issues, right? Okay, so
yes.
Guys, more than anything, tonight I want to talk about all of the different systems that all of us have been working on to get put in place and how I intend to utilize them from here on out, and so you guys can be aware of how I'm going to be utilizing them. So if you want to utilize them, you can too. So I'm going to share my screen. And before I do, though, hold on. Jill, I'm going to put you on mute just because I am hearing the debate in the background. Okay. It was distracting me. You know, I'm kind of like I am a blonde with many things. You know, shiny things distract me on a regular basis. Okay, share screen. And here is our team page. Okay, let me close these up. So moving into our files section, we've got everything pretty much uploaded and starting from the beginning. So say we just signed on a new coach. What do you do? So what I'm going to be doing is sending this new coach welcome letter. And I know this seems kind of long, but this is my intention, guys, just so you can see. Is you can see here that I tell them there's tons of valuable information. You'll probably want to say this for future reference. I'm not going to read this to you, don't worry. But just my intention behind the way this was built is the first thing I always do when I sign a new coach is add them to the team page. Right? So I wanted them to be aware that that's something that's going to be done right away. So maybe now every time I introduce a new coach, I don't have to explain that that's where I just added them. Okay, so it just takes that step off. I think, Jill, are you raising your hand? Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I don't see, if you're referencing something on your screen, I don't see it. I just see the reminders, pick up boys and homework and stuff.
Oh, you guys don't see actually the page? Okay, hold on, let's try this again. Okay, let's try this again. New share.
And then you can put me back on mute because I'm chewing too.
Okay. Can you see that now?
Yes, perfect.
Now you see it. Okay, you saw I picked the wrong one. Okay, that's funny how you guys could see something I couldn't see. Okay, so the first thing is team page. So that's one less thing I have to write every time I add a new coach, right? I always add that blog. Now I can just add them and give a little intro. I don't have to explain to them why I'm adding them to that every single time now. Important numbers, I put that at the top because I don't know about you, but I get messaged and asked all the time, what's Coach Relations phone number? And so if I have this at the very, very top, these important numbers, I may not have to answer that question as much anymore. And I say, save these to your device. And then we get down to, I have a little welcome video that I've made of just myself, and basically where I ask them that I would like for them to classify themselves as a working coach, a discount coach with an interest to learn to coach eventually, or a discount coach with no desire. The only reason why I have that, guys, is because it really just helps me mentally classify people in my head, because I literally do have people on the team who've come in and been like, I never want to coach, and I will be on Shakeology longer if you accept that and you just leave me alone. Like, I've literally had people tell me that before, you know, like I don't want to get sucked into all the groups and stuff. Okay, fine. You know, if you're going to be that diligent about it, I'll just leave that. So then I see attached, right? All about me form. Please fill out form and submit to me, and print the new coach checklist or save it to your computer. Okay, so first steps, We're going to have them starting. So the whole intention here, guys, is to get them starting working on stuff and then pointing them into the direction of the training. Now, I'm not going to go through all of this information with you guys, but so it said on there, attached is the checklist and the new coach form. So let's go back to that. So I'm going to go to All About Me form. So the next step is to schedule a GSR, and that's in the checklist, right? So that's one of the very first things is to schedule their Getting Started Right interview. But not download. I hit the wrong button. I just want to preview it. Excuse me. So the whole point of the All About Me forum, guys, is to give us something to talk about, because I don't know if you listened to the National Wake Up Call last week. I think it was last week. I really liked how they said that they make the Getting Started Right call get to know you call, or let's become friends call, or like it was like made it a very social thing. And right at the beginning of my business, I used to do a GSR with everybody, but I did it like say Jill Leptosky experienced this. I did it in a very business-like manner, right? Where it was like I was walking you through your back office and showing you different aspects of the business and so on. And I honestly felt like stopped doing it as much because I felt like it was a waste of my time, because I spent so much time teaching people the tools of the business who then never ran with the business. And so it's my feeling, and Janelle Summers, who's Chalene Johnson's sister, who's one of the top coaches, right? She always trains on GSRs, and this is what she does. Okay, this is what Janelle Summers does, because Janelle Summers feels like people are going to have better results and have more likeliness to step up to coaching probably in the future if they feel like they have a good connection with you. Okay, if they have a good rapport with you. So as you can see, if you haven't gone through the All About Me form yet, you can use this as is, or you can take off the Team Butterfly Effect logo and put on your own team logo if you want to. That makes it really easy. But the main thing is the stuff that it says, tell me about you, obviously, right? What's your fitness story? So that way you have a little bit about them going into the call if maybe you don't already know them really well. But the main things that you want to talk about with them are, what about the business excites you, and what doubts or fears do you have about it? And that is the main thing during your first call, right, that you have with them. So, I mean, you review a little bit about some of the stuff that you put. Like if you have any questions, or maybe something about their story really interests you and you want to dig into that with them, then that shows you what route to take in the conversation. But you really want to talk about what excites you about this business and what doubts or fears you have, because you want to let them know that everybody starts this business with doubts. But you also want to know what excites them, because you want to use that then to help them debunk their fears, right? If one of their fears is that they don't want to come off like a salesperson, but what really excites them is helping people and helping people change their lives, well, then that's easy, right, to combat that fear. Is like, well, good, we don't want you to sell. All we want you to do is be proof the product works and invite people to join you, and that allows them to open up to you in a way that, had you not asked the question about what doubts or fears they have, you might have just scanned right through everything, not touched on that, and they had fear that was never negated, and so therefore they don't move forward. Another thing I want you to talk about, and I'm going to talk about, is how many hours per day or week do you plan to devote to building your business? Because that sets precedent that there is an expectation of holding regular business hours. So then when you start going forward, moving forward later on, later on as you're mentoring them or you're coaching them, you said that you were going to have so much time, let's block that time out and let's figure it out where it's going to be. But when they answer how many hours per day per week do you plan to building your business, that also allows you to classify them in your brain with how much time and energy you are going to devote to them. And I hate to be mean about it, right? But I mean, we're business women here, and if someone else isn't putting into the time to build their business, why would you invest more time in that person than you are in the person say they're like, I will maybe work this business 2 hours a week. That's all I can make it. Well, and then you have someone else who says, I intend to work this business 7 to 14 hours a week. Well, I am going to clear my schedule faster to help that person who's putting in more time, right? Because they've earned it, because they are investing that time. So therefore, I owe that to them. So it just kind of gets you in a mindset of how you plan to support that person. So before I move on, any questions about the All About Me form? Okay, cool. And guys, I have right here, please email this back to me with the subject line, All About Me. I'm toying back and forth with changing that to, please copy this document, paste it into a Facebook message, and answer all the questions before you hit send. I'm really thinking about changing it to that, because you know me, if you know me well, I hate email. I hate it. I like Facebook and I like text. That's how I want to communicate with you. But I haven't done that yet, but that's a possibility. So exit this one. And then we're also going to attach our new coach checklist. And you, during your GSR with them, I would also cover this and just kind of reiterate. And Tara and Heather, thank you so much for working on this. I highly appreciate it. What you girls did, I would not have, if this would not have come out of me. this would have come out of Jacob, but not out of me. So this is amazing. So as you can see here, as you can just cover it with, you send them this new checklist, right? And the welcome email. They filled out the All About Me form. So literally you just share with them, you talk them through it. It's like, this is your checklist. You do this, each thing. And you need to be proactive, though, about reaching out to them to schedule their Getting Started Right call. Don't necessarily wait on them to reach out to you to do it, but this is, at least if you have a go-getter, you'll know it soon, because they'll reach out to you, right? If it's on a checklist. Had I sent this to Heather, I bet she would have sent me a message a week later that said, we haven't had my GSR yet, because she would have looked at this and paid attention. So then you're going to know who your go-getters are, which is a really great thing to know off the bat, because you know how to support them. Like, I'm blown away that Heather already has people getting Success Club points. That's awesome. So she's obviously giving support to those people. Okay, so from there, right, we send them their welcome letter, their All About Me form, their checklist. It is our job, guys, to go over their checklist with them and to follow up with them on a regular basis. Like, I would say you sign a new coach and you have someone who's actually working, I would say schedule like a follow-up call weekly or every other week, even if it's only for like a 5 to 15-minute conversation, just to be like, or maybe it's text. You two can agree upon that of how you plan to do with it. But then, right, you shift them and point them next into the direction of our new coach training. So you just add them, and I'm trying to remember if I added it in here. No, I haven't put it in here yet. Mm-hmm. I think I did that in Team B, didn't I? I think I put a file in there. Let's just check real quick. So you can let them know. They can access the new coach training by going into the Team Butterfly Effect page, going into the files, and it's coming. I just want to verify it while we're talking this system. Yeah, okay, so there's the new coach checklist, call-in info. Have I not put it in here, guys? Oh, coach training, is this it? Yes, okay. So then literally, you direct them to the new coach training that they can find this link here. That was not it. What? That was not right. Did I put the wrong thing in there? I guess I did. Okay, that's not it. That's not, this needs to be deleted. Okay, as soon as we get off the phone, guys, I'll edit this and I will switch this to be the link to get into Dewey Family Update. We aren't moving. Sorry, that's just the first thing that popped up on my screen. Saver, okay. That house that they were looking at must have sold. So new coach, Team B, new coach training, and then we'll direct them here. And guys, as far as that is concerned, getting a new coach trained, there's so much more we could do. But did you guys watch that video that I posted? Okay, so I'm going to take this off, stop screen share. Did you guys watch that video that I posted? Gosh, it's been a couple weeks ago from, I think his name is Dustin. It was the guy who spoke at the last Super Saturday in Fort Worth. And he was talking about the biggest time waster that coaches do is that he described it like you're driving down a highway and like we're constantly stopping to like go back and check on people and then drag them along. It's like we spend so much time trying to drag people along that we're wasting our energy. In all reality, if people are going to do this business, they're going to do this business, right? Some people may need assistance and some people may need accountability, but if you show them where the new coach training is and you say, start going through these one a day, how simple is that? How simple is that? And I mean, share with me your guys' opinions on that. I mean, share with me, do you feel like we need to have set accountability groups for that? Or do you guys feel like if people are going to do the work, they're going to do the work, and if they're not, they're not? What are your guys' feelings? I took everybody off mute. Talk.
I don't think we need an accountability group for that. I think people will be in too many groups. And I think if they do it at their own pace, that would be less aggressive. Because a lot of people get scared whenever they first enter the business and overwhelmed. So I think like saying this is at your own pace and go through it at your own time, I think people would like that. And then the coach can hold them accountable. That's what we should be doing.
Okay, I like that. What about you, Heather? What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think as a good leader yourself, you need to provide all the tools to your team, but let them do the work to get. But like Jill said, just follow up and make sure that they're going through it, but don't. Yeah, another group is not a good thing.
Okay, I want to make sure. Tara, do you agree?
I agree. Yes.
Okay.
I can barely keep up with all the groups I have so far.
Okay. Good. I just wanted to make sure that we're all in agreement. Like, I'm tired of waiting, waiting to plug people into groups for new trainings. Like, I want to just be like, okay, it's here. This is where it is. Go. I'll hold you accountable. Okay. So then after that, guys, I'm literally like this close to having my new coach sneak peek ready. Like, I'm going to be real. I pretty much just took exactly what Heather did, and I tweaked just a couple things where she had her stories in there. I made it mine, and I'm putting my video in there. And so right now I'm waiting on Trisha's story. Because poor Trisha, she's so technologically illiterate. I had to help her today, teach her how to make a YouTube channel. So she's getting her video set up onto YouTube, and so she'll be able to share that. But it is my intention to have that ready at the beginning of next week so I can start promoting it next week. And it's going to be my intention, fingers crossed now, to run a coach sneak peek the last week of every month. That's my intention, because this is my mindset. This is my psychology of the calendar of the business, just because I feel like my business has been running really smoothly, and I think Jill will attest to this too. When you're doing the free clean eating challenges, it kind of gives you, Jill, are you still doing those regularly, the free cleaning challenges? Yeah. Okay. So how my system works is I start a challenge the first of the month. A clean eating challenge starts the second week. And then my thought process is during that free clean eating challenge, it gives you like a week buffer, right, to work on closing those people. But then it also gives you that week to analyze who has started your challenge and who is showing coach potential, right? So you have like 2 weeks to kind of analyze that, and then do a coach sneak peek the very end of the month. So say if you start at the beginning of the month, you may, and there's someone's doing the 21-day fix, they may almost be done with the 21-day fix by the time you start your coach sneak peek. And so therefore, granted, you can advertise for it on Facebook, but it might be a natural progression then to pull those challengers into your coach sneak peek. Be like, okay, you've had really amazing results. Let's make a choice right now. Do you want to move forward as a coach, or do you want to just continue as a retail customer? Here is a sneak peek so you can find out what it's all about. That's kind of my thought process of the system. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
I agree. That's what I did with I kind of have a reset every 21 days in my group. And during the last week is when I did the coach sneak peek. So all the people who were seeing really good results kind of went over there, and I didn't sign any coaches, but I had 2 people say that it was really informative, great information, and that they were planning to sign up in October. So, I mean, we'll see, but I asked for feedback and I didn't get any negative feedback.
How many people did you actually have in the group, and then how many of those people actually engaged?
I started out with just the 2 people in the group, and both were engaged and both said they were going to sign. And then since then, I've added, I think, like 3 people just to get some information. And of course, those people aren't engaged because they're just going back and reading through all of the posts. But I'm going to start a new one every month, but leave it open for anybody who wants to go in there and look at it until I start my new one.
Oh, okay. So you kind of let them be a voyeur through the group if they want to scan through and look at it. Okay, That's interesting. So based on those guys, like this has really been a big frog of mine, because systems are not my thing, but how do I put it? Not my thing in creating, but I love to use them. I think they work well. So this has kind of been my frog as far as getting just a system in place, because I feel like that's where I could do better of getting coaches started right. So I think this might be a new kind of system of pulling them all in. Based on the ideas of systems, because that's what I wanted tonight's call to be about primarily, is there anything that you're feeling that is lacking, that you're needing, that we still need to be produced to feel like we have all of our tools at our fingertips to just run smoothly and flow? Is there anything you're lacking? Because these were the things that were on my list. I can't assume that just because it's on my list that yours isn't bigger or smaller or whatever.
I can't think of anything.
Can't think of anything. I ask you, if you do think of something, to please utilize our VIP group for that, because guys, this is really what I'm, I want us to be girl bosses together and brainstorm and to just get shit done so none of us have to do it all, right? So I'm doing my best to keep these calls at 30 minutes. So unless you guys have anything else you want to discuss, I want to respect your time so we can all get to bed sometime soon. Anything else? We good?
Oh, I have something actually.
Yep.
One of my coaches got an email today saying that she's been chosen to take some type of survey to be in a Shakeology test group for a new flavor.
How cool is that?
So no one else has gotten this email? Because I didn't. She asked me if I got it. And I said no.
If I got email, it's lost in the 4,000 unchecked emails that were on with all my other emails. No. Oh my gosh,
Okay.
that's so cool. That's exciting. That's one of your customers?
One of my coaches.
One of your coaches. Which one?
Yeah. Samantha.
Okay. Interesting. Is Kristen doing okay? I haven't seen her post or anything for a while. She's doing okay?
Yeah, I think so. I've been meaning to check in with her, but I mean, we chat every now and then, and she seems good. Yeah.
Okay, well, she never replied to whether she was going to be on this call tonight or not, so I just didn't know if she was.
No, she did.
I guess I missed it. I guess she replied after I was on the computer. Okay, thank you guys so much. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you soon. Since we're not doing a book club right now, I feel like we all got calls. We have a hard time making this time happen. Let's stick to one call a month for right now, just so we can all do our best to make it a priority, that one night a month. We'll figure out over the next week or two if it's going to be the second Tuesday or the third Tuesday next month, and we'll make it work out for everybody. But I hope to see as many lovely faces on Friday as possible. And Jill, your KPI on Friday, right? That's this week. We're talking
I'm not sure. I'll have to check.
I think it is. I could be wrong. Okay. You don't have to email me about it. I'm kind of over that right now. But I'm kind of over that. Heather, I'll see you tomorrow and at yoga, and we're going to talk after that, right? And Tara, I will be at your house for your shake and share on Saturday, unless I hear otherwise from you for any reason.
Yes, I'm emailing. I'm messaging people right now.
That's what I was figuring. I didn't see you weren't staring at the screen. I figured you were messaging people, and I wasn't going to bitch because you're getting people to our shake and share on Saturday. So, which, Heather, we need to talk about doing a shake and share sometime soon too. I think we should do for your team, because you have some local girls now, right? Some local coaches.
I know. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, we need to do one for just your entire downline and just schedule something all together. So anyhow, you guys have a great night. I will talk to you guys. I'll talk to each of you this week at some point. So have a good one. Bye.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.